we will see OOPS principles. Okay, classes and methods, how we are going to from one class to another class, how we will just follow those methods. So today is the session of OOPS principles, classes and methods, and we will see one example. Okay, so welcome back, guys. So in this lecture, let us see class methods. So we declare a class right here in the Visual Studio. If you see, what we have done here is, so far we have declared a class, correct? That is class program, right? So we have declared a class, but we have not used this class. We have not used this class features, correct? We have not used this class features effectively. So for example, I want to create one method here inside this class. Let's say I'm creating void get data. Okay, and close the bracket. Okay, so here, guys, void means what? I hope if whoever is from the coding background, they know the meaning of void. That is, the meaning of void here is this method get data will not return any value. In this method, if it is returning any value, we are going to mark that method. For example, instead of void here, let's say I'm using string. Okay, if this is a string, means this method will return a string value here. If this method is returning any string value, then we are going to put it here string. But here we are not returning any value. So simply I'm just going and putting as void. Okay. So whenever we are using void, it means it is just nothing. It is just not returning anything. So when you make any method as public, then this method is accessible from the another classes also. So here it is void get data. Currently, this is a public one. So let's talk about public, private later point of time. But now, if you want to write any method declaration, let's see how to do that in C#. Okay, kind of a method declaration. Okay, kind of a method declaration. Let's see how to do that in C#. So first of all, why do we require this method? Okay, when you have a set of lines of code, for example, let's say in this method, I'm going to write CW tab. Okay, CW tab means console dot write line. It will print automatically. And whatever you want to print here, let's say I am first program. This one, I am first program. What we are doing here is, so first of all, why do we require a method? When you have a set of lines of code where you think we can have, we can keep it under one umbrella, we create a method and we write that lines of code inside this method. So that way, when you call this method name here, get data, all the lines in this code which are present, that will be executed. So that's the basic fundamental thing, right, of method. So do remember, methods cannot go inside the main block. So this is our main block, right? So all the class methods should be outside the main block. So this is like main is like kind of an executable block here. where the program and execution starts. So whenever we run the program, it will automatically fetch for main, and from there only the execution starts, right? So all the class methods, whatever this class methods we are looking, that should be kept outside the main block only. Okay, so this is like executable code block here main, and you should not put any methods, definitely, like any executive, any kind of you should not put any kind of method definitions inside this main method. I hope this point is clear now. Okay,
I have
now
one question. Sorry for
good.
interrupt. For example, if I want to print I am a first program in same class program, okay, how I can call, how I can print the I am a first program with the help of get data method.
I got it. I got it. So let me come to that point also. Okay. I'm
Okay.
just going in that way only. Whatever you are taught just as I'm going in that way only. Just taking 2 more minutes to come to that point to answer that question. Okay. Now, so we have declared this get data outside the main method. I hope this much is clear. So I would again write one simple statement here. CW tab. Okay. Console dot write line. Outside main. Okay. So I'm just writing one simple method. I'm not making it complex. And now let's say that you want to call this method to execute this pair of code, right? You want to call this method from the main method to execute this pair of lines. So how can we do that? How can you call this method from your main block so that you will get this executable codes? Okay. So what you have to do, if you go inside main, okay, if you go inside main, let's say if you are going and typing here, get data. I'm calling this method get data. If I'm just typing here, get data, which means I'm trying to call this method. What is it showing here? It is showing error, right? It is not able to execute it, correct? So you cannot call the method directly. So this method get data belongs to this class, right? It belongs to this class. So to call any method of a class, this is a method of this class program, we have to create object of this class. And then you can call this method with object. For example, how you have to do that is, first, this is not the correct way of calling. What you have to do here is you create a object for class program. Program is a class, program P equals to new program. Okay. Now, so this is how you have created an object program. This is how you have created an object P for your class program, right? Now, we are allocating an object, and how you have, this is a new operator. Okay. New stands for memory allocation. Okay. So we are allocating a memory for this object called P. Okay. Now with this object, it is easy for us now to call this get data method. Okay. How you will call, since now you have created an object P dot. See, as soon as I'm typing P dot, IntelliSense, it's showing what and all I can access. p.get data means I click on tab and it is working as expected, right? So you have given now, that's it. This is how you can call this method get data from your main block. Okay. Now, when you run this, just go and execute. Eventually, the method will be called, okay, am first program, am outside the main method. So you have got it and you have run this successfully. The lines will be executed and it is printed on the beginning of your output. So let's run this again. Now, this is a kind of calling a method, okay, inside the same program with the help of creation of object. So any doubts here, guys?
Yes, ma'am, I have one doubt. Like, as you told, new with new memory location will happen. What about this program bracket? What it will does?
Sorry, what is
New
that? Can you please come again?
program brackets, like after new, whatever is there after new. So what
Yes.
does that do? Yeah.
See, basically, this is a syntax for creating an object. Okay. So how it will go? For example, you are seeing the first, hold on. See, how it will go is in the declaration, first is a class name. Okay.
Yes.
First is a class name. Then you give this program class name. Here you are creating an object. Object P I have taken. You can give of your choice, not an issue. New. As soon as this new comes, here it is allocating the memory, and this is called as a constructor, default constructor, which means this constructor is creating an object, and the constructor name should be same as your class name.
Okay. Okay.
Understanding?
Yeah. So
This
this
is a
constructor, you will, like
yes.
going
This
forward, you will be
constructor.
elaborating, right?
Right,
Okay.
right. So as
Okay.
of now, we are focusing today on a concept where we are calling one method from the same class. We are in one class now. The class is program. And inside this, we have created an object and how we are going to access this in the same class. This is a concept here. Is everyone clear?
Yeah. And directly with class name, we cannot call the method. Is
No.
it?
You should
Okay.
always create an object and through that object only you should be interacting. Anybody has any
Okay.
doubts?
No.
Okay. So now this is the same class. Let me create another class here. So for that, what I will do, just go here. This is a namespace, right? So this is our class program.cs. Now let me just go and add another class. Left click on this C# fundamentals, go to add, and here you have this new item. Go and select new item. Here you can give any program to, because here I have program, I'm giving here program to add. Okay, this is another class. Initially we saw the method is in the same class. Now I'm creating another class here with the help of adding a new file. So this is how it is looking, right? Correct. So if you want to do on the same thing, like for example, if you want to call this method, where is that program? If you want to call this method get data from program2 CS. Now we will see, for example, here I have internal class program 2. Here, if I want to go and call that method, I'm going to type, okay, what is the class name here? Program P. Okay, let me just go ahead and create the same kind of variable. I go and just create it here. Let me call this as P1. P1 dot get data. We are in the same namespace. Namespace is C# fundamentals. Here I have two classes, that is program.cs, program2.cs. We have two classes here, correct? Now I'm trying to call this get data, which is present in program class from the program 2. What it is saying, the name p1.getData does not exist in the current context. Why? Why is it not existing? Because in C#, you have to include this namespace. Go and include here using see, you have included this namespace now using C# fundamental. And see now, the name get data does not exist in the current context. So now, what will happen exactly? Hold on here for a minute.
I think the scope of this pivot method is only for program.cs class.
See, here what is happening here is this using, I have to use, not the C#, using C# fundamentals.
Can we create object inside class without like main method?
Yes, hold on. That also, the point also we are going to clear it here. Now, let me just come to this one, which I'm trying to explain here. What I'm trying to do here is, I'm just having using, I need this using system, and I need this, I need the C# fundamentals. Okay, that is the basic point. Now, let me just go ahead and remove this one. Okay, let me just, for example, I just want to show this is my class 2. I'll just write console.writeLine. Okay, here I'm going to say I'm in the second program. I'm in the second program. Okay, now what I'm trying to do here is program P1. I'm creating an object of class program, and from this one I'm trying to create calling this function, and I'm getting, and here I'm going to get this error message telling that p1.getData program does not contain a definition for get data and no accessible extension methods get data accepting a first argument of type program. Okay, so hover over potential fixes. Now, let me just p1 dot get the data. I'm not able to access because sometimes what happens, if you go here, okay, left click, click on properties, build action C# compiler. This is the one which we need to keep in mind. Here again, go to properties, build action C# compiler. These are the things which we need to just go ahead and check it. And here, before going this, for example, someone asked, can we just go and execute this without having the main method? I'll show you how we can just do that. Just commenting this one, Control KU. Okay, let me just go ahead and manually comment it. Now, what you feel, if I go and execute this particular program, will I get the output or not? Will it go and
For
search for the main method? We
yes,
are only
for
executing
program,
this,
I
right?
think for
Will it go?
pro
Just let me go and show you. I'm executing this one. Did I get the program output? Right? I got the program output, right? Why? How is it possible? What happens in C# is, so the reason behind that why you are getting the output here is, even if you don't add main here in the program, C# has the capability to create the main method globally, to create the main method globally. So so at the runtime, C# will see that there is no main method in this program. Okay, so it will take the priority step to create the main method, and as per that priority, it will just go ahead and execute it. It will create main method globally if you don't have this main thing. Okay, but this is different from Java, guys. So in Java, okay, what will happen is, it will not create, you can have multiple main methods. Okay, and in Java the scenario is completely different. If you are from like Java school, you have to be very cautious in Java. Whenever you create a project, you create many classes, you run many classes at a time, but it will not automatically create a main method if you are skipping it. But in C#, it will create automatically without having main also. You can just go ahead and execute this class. Okay, so that's the reason how program 2.cs has taken the initiative. Now, let me just go ahead and add another class here. Add, okay, new item. Okay, let me just go ahead and give an program 3.cs add. Okay, now I'm just going to create another class here just by right clicking on it, right? So I will give here the main method of this program. Let me just go ahead and give the main method here. In the program 3. And let me just give some executable lines. Console.writeLine. I'm into third program. Okay. I'm just going ahead and typing this. I'm into third program now. Now, if I go and execute this program, I will get the output, guys. Any doubts in that? Let me just go ahead and execute this one. What did I get the output here? I'm in second program. But what did I execute it? program
Old
3,
program.
right? Why is it taking that second? Because in C sharp, first priority is given to the main program which is created globally. Understanding here, guys? Any doubts? For example, let me just go ahead and compile build action. If I'm going here and selecting none, which means I don't want to execute this program 2. I want program 1 is there, program 3 is there. Now, what do you think? If I go ahead and execute this program, what could be the, what will be the output? Any guesses here?
I've been third program.
I think it will show error because we have two main methods.
Correct,
So
right.
it will
So the point has to be considered here is first preference is always given to main, which is created globally, which means C sharp has created. So after that, we cannot have two main methods in C sharp. Even though if it is like different classes also, we cannot have the same methods in two main methods in the C sharp. It will always go ahead and give error for you. Let me just go ahead and execute now. See, there were build errors. Would you like to continue? Let me just say yes. Again, it is saying I'm in second program. And if I don't want to go ahead and execute, let me just go ahead and see. There are building errors. And run this successfully? No. What is program has more than one entry point defined, which means main method is present in program 3.cs. Main method is present in program.cs. Okay, now you understood how this works. Any doubts here? Guys, any doubts here?
no.
Okay, thank you. Now, I was going to explain how I'm going to call a method here, program. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is, this is a class. I'm creating an object, p1 dot get data. Now, p1 dot get data, let me just go ahead and execute this one. For that, I have done one thing. I have clicked on this properties, build action. Guys, here I have selected none. Just go and select C sharp compiler. Okay, C sharp compiler. Just build the solution once. Okay, program not contain a definition for get data. Any doubt? Can anyone just go ahead and guess why this could be? I have created an object p1.
Because of the scope of P1 uh, program, P1 method is for only program class.
Or put here public. Let me just go ahead and just build it again. Still getting right.
Ma'am, I think your screen got stuck. I don't know if I am getting the this issue or others also.
Uh,
Is it,
uh,
guys?
it was tough, yeah.
Is my screen stuck again? Hold on.
Now you, yes, now you are in program.cs class.
Let me just go ahead and reshare again. See, I have just started sharing the screen now. Is everyone able to see? Just give me a, you can just give me a heads up. Can you see or still? Okay, I got you heads up. Thank you. Okay. So here I was at a point where I am trying to execute this get data, p1 dot get data. Actually, there is nothing wrong here because here we are telling C sharp fundamentals, which means this namespace, it is kind of a relation linking kind. Okay, we are using this namespace. Let me just go ahead and do this public. Let's see, build it again. Still the same thing.
Ma'am, does it require class name? Like internal class, that thing is not here. That is fine.
No, no, that is fine. It is saying, are you using any directory, an assembly? Okay, let me just go ahead here. It's a C sharp compiler, build action. Here also C sharp compiler, and here also it is C sharp compiler. Program p2 dot p2 equals to new program p2 dot get data tab. So the basic idea here is what I'm trying to convince you here is, see, this is a type where we are calling this method inside the same class. Okay, and here this is all the point here is this namespace, the C sharp fundamentals we are getting. In case if this is kind of one project, if I add another project here, add new project, okay, and that kind of a similar project here, C sharp fundamentals, okay, that time I need to use this namespace like how we are seeing here, using system, like that what you are seeing using the C sharp fundamentals, that you have to go through. Here my basic idea is how I'm going to call this method in one class, in another class, and how the main method is globally getting created when we are not creating it, uh, like how the main method here we have created, when we are skipping it, how C sharp is automatically creating this main method on its own. So this is my basic idea here that I want you to understand. You have any kind of confusions here? Any doubts here? And you want me to explain any again some concept here, or you are clear with this one? Please guys reply to me here.
Like, ma'am,
For
in
main
program
method,
two, yeah, please go ahead.
for main method, we don't have any confusion. Can you please share your screen? I have one doubt.
Yes, please go
Okay.
ahead.
So in program 3, we create a object for program C2 and we call get data. Okay, correct. But in program, can you please go to program 2?
Yes.
So why we are getting here error? I'm not understanding.
Because here, this using C sharp fundamentals will work if I have another project created here. For example, if I'm creating another project here, add new project, this using C sharp fundamentals will work in that project. Here, instead of using C sharp fundamentals, we can have, we are into the same, this is
Okay,
our,
we are in project.
yes, we are to the same
Mm,
project. Here, using, instead of using, we need to use namespace. Namespace,
okay, okay, getting your point. Okay. Okay. For example, if we have two different projects, and if I want to use
using
those methods,
using
so that
using
time
will work
using.
there.
Okay,
Yes.
using words. Okay. In same project, if we have two programs, program files, so that time we have used
Like for
namespace.
example, this is my class.
Okay, I get it.
Right. So this is my class. It is the present in the same project. So using namespace will work here. But if I am having another project, that time I need to do like this using C sharp fundamentals. Understood? I hope that is clear. Anybody having any other doubt? No doubts, guys? Guys, anybody having any doubt here? No doubts?
Ma'am, so in the program two, if you will give namespace and the that CSAP fundamental, then that error will be gone, right? Like it will work.
Let me just go and do it for you
Yeah.
using C sharp fundamentals. Open the bracket, close the bracket, and let's say I need to create a
A
class
namespace
here.
should will not have that semicolon, right?
Yes, that's right. Come to the class here. Okay, I did not to create this class. Let's see how it behaves. Hmm, okay, let me just go ahead and create a class program 2. What is it showing? The console.write line does not exist in this current context. But using system we have already used. The name p1.getData does not exist.
Ma'am, that internal is required to add internal class. Is it required?
By default, it will. Let me just go ahead and check this one. No, this is the error. What it is saying is console.write line is not, because using system is, this is one library where we have console.read line, console.write line, but here it is saying it is not able to. Let me just go ahead and match with something.
We need a void, I mean, static void mainstream.
Compiler. I think you have set the compiler for program 2.
Hold on one
Program 3
second.
having the main class inside the program 2. Sorry, inside the
Correct.
program 3, it have the main class, but for this one, we didn't have.
So here the concept what we are trying to understand here is, see, I am not creating the main method, so it should create automatically, correct? So here the only difference what we are seeing here is console void main string args. It is not there. Apart from that, console dot write line is there, right? Program P1. It is the correct only, whatever we are doing here. Why is it showing? Because the name console.writeline does not exist in the current context. But here using system itself, this library it is having the write line method. See, as soon as I am typing the intelligence is not showing up that method, right? I think if we are having this kind of setup, so better to follow this procedure where we have namespace, where we have class, where we have void main. The only concept here why I took this particular program is I just wanted to show you how the main method is created by the C sharp globally. Okay, even when we are not writing explicitly that main method. Okay, but here surprisingly I have this console.write line is working when there is a no namespace and class, right? Need to check this one. See, now it has started working. We have not added or removed anything here in addition. Okay, not an issue. Here, the concepts are clear, right? How we are calling from the other classes, how we are calling inside the same class, and in case when we have not created main method, that time globally C sharp will create the main method, and the first priority, the top priority is always given for this only. Okay, any doubts here, guys?
Ma'am, I have one question. Like, if we have the class name and we are creating object inside the class and it doesn't have the main method, so in that case, does it creates the main method globally? Like,
Will not.
you can.
Let me sure. Let me just go ahead and do that for you. So what you are saying is, let's say this is program 3, and you are saying we have a
This class name of.
class.
Hmm.
We have we don't have this main method. You are saying,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. And what else you want? Like
Like the object creation, that will be normal. Like, yeah.
not possible. So always you should have static void main.
Then in that case, like what I got, like for object, we need main method. If we are creating object, is
Right.
it
Right.
that is why it's throwing error in program too? Uh,
No,
like
this program. See, if I am writing main also, for example, same thing. I'm let's say just copy and pasting there. Just go ahead and copy paste complete this program. Let me just go and see how it is behaving different ways.
program two.
Right. I think yes. So what happens is this is a kind of a standard structure you have to follow after namespace class and inside class a main method. But I have some kind of a I need some clarity here. because I have already executed this kind of a program without main method also. I'm
Like
not
object creation,
understanding.
you are telling without main method also
I think some
object creation.
reference I need to add, and that happens in the properties window. Okay, like how I'm showing here, build action, C# compiler. You keep this particular program to in hold. So I would recommend you, I will call this method here. For example, what I'm trying to do here is inside this program too, I want to execute this particular lines of code, which I will show you. Maybe some reference or something I'm missing here. What I want to do, I'll just tell you. Program P equals to new program, okay, and P dot get data. I want to execute this one, this particular thing. And here, as I know I'm getting this error, but this should not be the case. It should be executing it without creating that main method and all. Let me just go ahead and figure it out. Tomorrow, first thing I will clear this particular one. Okay. And then I will pass on to the next topic, that is inheritance and constructors. As you told what this constructor is, I need to explain in details. So tomorrow I will show you inheritance, how concepts works, constructor, how concepts works, and there is another one, this keyword. Okay, this keyword. So how this keyword and their usage in the real time scenario, that I'll show you tomorrow in the tomorrow session. The only one thing I want to execute here is I want to call this method get data from the program to, as I have told, we need not to create this main method. Without creating this main method, because C# is globally creating the main method, right? And when I'm creating this main method, which means it is an entry point, and here console dot write line, it will start. And here program P, new program, and this using C#, this is correct only. Let me just go ahead and figure it out why this get data is not getting recognized inside this program too when it is present in the same project. This one I'll clear you tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
So today, what I just wanted to show you is how you will access methods by creating an object in the same class and also in different class, and how C# creates main method globally. That's all. This thing you just, if you are clear, I'm happy, more than happy. This one, let me just complete tomorrow. I'll just few seconds, take few minutes and just explain you, and we'll continue with tomorrow's class with inheritance, constructors, and this keyword. Any doubts here, guys? Was it today's class interesting? Was it helpful? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, we
Okay.
understand. So actually, I have only one just one curiosity. Okay, for example, if I have two methods, one method is void and one method is public. Okay, so both method I can access another class with the help of creating objects for that class.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Here you are talking about two different things. See, void means it is a return type. What your
Mhm.
function is returning. One second. Void means your function is not returning any value.
Okay.
Public means it is an access specifier. It means when you declare any class as public, It is accessible anywhere. You are talking about two things here. This is a return type. This is a access specifier.
Okay.
For example, here I'm going. This is void, which means this function is not returning anything. If I'm returning some string here, let's say string s equals to I'm happy. Return s. What is it showing here? The program dot get data returns void. So it is return words means here
You have to
I'm
replace
telling it is
string.
returning a string. Here I need to
Yes.
change it to string. If it is public means this particular function is accessible inside this class program, inside this program 2, inside this program 3. Here if I want puppy2.get data, am I getting any error? I have created a new class. Am I getting error? No. Why? This class is public, which means I'm accessible. I'm able to access this get data from different classes also.
But need to create a object for that. It's compulsory.
Yes, yes. Object is
Oh,
compulsory.
okay. Thank you.
Guys, any more doubts here? Shall we wind up for the today's class?
No more doubts, ma'am. But you told for the documents or notes, you will be checking and informing, like you will be
Okay,
sharing
tomorrow I'll
them, right?
confirm on that point as well. I've taken a note of that. I'll confirm tomorrow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, let me stop
and
that.
the programs and programs and all whatever you have shown today, can you please share in the chat window?
Sure. I'll just copy and paste it in the chat window. You can refer that.
Yeah, sure.